it's Dustin again with my HomeKit Home, bringing you all things Apple HomeKit, from news to how-tos to product reviews, just like this one. So if that's something that you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our new videos as soon as they're released. So a few months back in Germany at IFA, Hue announced alongside of their smart plug their new smart button. And I thought we'd pick it up and see what we can actually do with it. It's a pretty interesting little controller for Phillips Hue accessories, but I want to see what we can do with it in HomeKit. And spoiler alert, it's not very much. So what we'll do in this video is we'll unbox it, we'll look at what we can do with it in the Philips Hue app, we'll look at what we can do with it in HomeKit, then at the end I'll give you my final thoughts on the product itself. So enough of me rambling on, let's get into the unboxing. This is a pretty standard unboxing experience for any Philips Hue accessory, with one exception. As you can see here, the smart button itself isn't really secured in place, which means it can move about during shipping. In the box, we do get two mounting options. One is a wall plate, which is magnetic and has 3M adhesive on the back, as well as a smaller mounting disc, which also has 3M adhesive and is magnetic. And it allows you to put the smart button just about anywhere. Looking at the setup in the Philips Hue app, we'll go down to the bottom right settings tab. From there, we'll tap on accessory setup and then add accessory on the top left. Once we've chosen smart button, we will be prompted to press the smart button for 3 seconds to put it into pairing mode. Now, if this doesn't work, don't worry. You just may need to factory reset the smart button itself. It is a little bit complicated to do so, and we made a video that will link up in the top right, which will help you to do that. But once we've got the accessory added to our Hue bridge, and now that we have chosen which room we actually want our smart button to be in, let's look at what we can do with it in the Philips Hue app. Essentially, we have two different actions. We have a single press and a long press. With our single press, we have two different options. We can select the time-based option, which will allow us to select one scene for up to 5 different time periods throughout a 24-hour period, or we can have the single press cycle through up to 5 different scenes. Now, one of the downsides to this is that we can choose between a home and a room, which is kind of unfortunate. We're not able to control more than one room at a time. We can set up scenes that control different bulbs within a room, but it's kind of a cumbersome process. I would really like to see the ability to select different lighting accessories in a particular room. For our long press, we can do 3 things, let's say. We can dim the lights, which is really convenient. We can have the lights turned off, which I think is kind of strange, because if we wait a few seconds after doing a single press, it will just turn off the lights in that room, so I'm not really sure why that's even an option. And then our third option is to do nothing, which, again, I don't really know why that's there. I think we're really missing out on some functionality with the long press here. Speaking of missing out on functionality, let's look at what we can do with the smart button in Apple's Home app. And in Apple's Home app, if we long press on the Hue Smart button there, we'll hop into the settings. As per usual, we can update the name of the device if we would like to. We can also change which room it's in. We can see the battery level there. And we can also see that we have an option to, well, add an action to one single press. So I don't know why this happened. Most buttons in HomeKit actually have 3 different actions. They have a single press, double press, and a long press. But for some reason, when this was exposed to HomeKit with the Philips Hue bridge, we only got the one action. With third-party apps and conditions, we can expand this functionality, but we don't get any added actions. We don't have a double press or a long press with the other third-party apps. This is honestly a disappointment. And one of the reasons why, if you were looking to use this particular button with HomeKit, you might want to look elsewhere. And so there's that. We have the Phillips Hue Smart Button. Now, it has some pretty cool features, admittedly, in the Phillips Hue ecosystem, right? So we have the two options, choosing between whether or not we want to cycle through scenes or if we want to have different scenes happen at different periods throughout the day, which is pretty unique. We also have our long press feature, which we can use for dimming. I would like to see maybe some additional scenes being added to that, but I think it's still a pretty good option. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of HomeKit integration with this particular accessory. We have only one control. I'm not exactly sure why Hue decided to go this route when they exposed the accessory to HomeKit. But, you know, seemingly in a software update, a firmware update in the future, we can actually see more functionality come to the smart button. You know, but a good thing about third-party apps in HomeKit is that we can actually, using conditions, we can toggle through different actions that we assign to the button. And so that makes it a little bit more functional. But honestly, if you're looking for a button that works with HomeKit accessories, you might want to look elsewhere. But I really do like the design of the smart button. I like that we can take it off. We can put it essentially anywhere. It's a really flexible design in terms of mounting, so I really do like that part of it. So do you have one of the Phillips Hue smart buttons? Do you have another smart button that you prefer? Let us know about it in the comments down below. Also below the video in the description box, you'll find an Amazon Associates link to pick up the Phillips Hue smart button. If you found today's review useful, we'd appreciate the support. Also in the description box down below, you'll find links to our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at MyHomeKitHome, as well as the blog over at myhomekithome.com. As always, if you found the video useful, you can let us know by going crazy on that like button. And if you want more HomeKit related content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our new videos as soon as they're released. Well, that about does it for our review on the Phillips Hue Smart Button. I do thank you for watching, and until I see you in the next one, this has been Dustin with My HomeKit Home.
Santa Claus is coming to town.